proper that we celebrate the life and achievements of Tadeusz Kosciuszko, and of course the links that we have in this country to the honouring of that memory and the Polish heritage that we enjoy and celebrate together. This was a remarkable man by any standards, a man who I believe was well ahead of his time. I studied quite some time ago the biography and life of General Kosciuszko as a man who really was a citizen of the world in so many ways. He didn't allow himself to be confined by not only geographic boundaries of the time but also the narrow thinking of the time. He was well ahead of his time in seeking improvements for women and the situation of Polish Jews and minorities and serfs in his own country, but then took up the cause of the American Revolution in 1776, inspired by the Declaration of Independence and the values that were proclaimed in relation to their struggle against Great Britain at that time. But also, of course, he was very cognizant of the circumstances of American slaves in the South and America of that day, and notwithstanding the fact that he had property in the United States given to him by a grateful nation after his tremendous contributions, particularly in relation to employing his military engineering skills in fortifications and in ensuring the successful defence of Saratoga. But in recognising the situation of the slaves in America, he also donated the money from his estate to be used to buy the freedom of slaves and help to educate them and provide them with enough land to support themselves. So he truly was a man ahead of his time, and he continued his struggles right through his life, not only in North America but back in Europe as well. So it is well and proper that we celebrate that life, but we, as has been referred to by the member, celebrate his presence in our own landscape in that Paul Strzelecki, a surveyor, named our highest mountain after Tadeusz Kosciuszko in 1840. And there's also a national park that surrounds it, of course, that also bears his name. And it's a coincidence of that step forward by Strzelecki that there would be a continuing association with that landscape by the Polish community. As has been mentioned in relation to the Snowy Mountains Hydro Scheme, quite a number of Poles came to Australia to help build that scheme as part of that wonderful step forward that has created the beautiful multicultural matrix and landscape that we celebrate across the nation. And they were an important part of that celebration.